Hello, in today's video, we'll be covering the upcoming Tier 9 EU Premium DD, the Jäger, or the Jägermeister. Hell yeah. Now, the Jäger will be available as part of the web campaign, The Conquest of the Mediterranean Adventure, allowing players to earn Austro-Hungarian tokens to acquire the ship. As always, I'll be covering the captain build, followed by the ship's stats, and what I think of her overall. Now, the build will be shown on the top right. It's pretty much the same build as a Holland. Depending upon your playstyle, you can take Adrenaline Rush or Superintendent for better survivability, or if you don't need a radio location, you'll need to take that. Now, Squirski is definitely a great captain and a good fit for the Jäger, as you will be landing a lot of torpedoes, but he isn't necessary to be successful. Now, the Jäger is a pure torpedo bow / spotting DD. Kind of like the Yugamo with torpedo reload booster. She spams torpedoes like no tomorrow, getting her reload down to a ridiculous time of 65 seconds with a ridiculous 86 knot speed and 12-kilometer range for the torpedoes. Now, Jäger torpedoes are the definition of torpedo soup, as the title suggests. However, Jäger's torpedoes are likely throwing pillows at the enemy. Each torpedo has about a 7.5k base damage, with the most hits doing 3 to 4k damage. So definitely try to space out your torpedoes to maximize your flooding damage. Now, unfortunately, Jäger performs poorly in gunfights with a small HP pool and pathetic guns, and the gun dispersion will be shown on the top right. With only 3 guns, a long reload, and no range makes them very hard to use. And that's before considering she has no smoke to safely farm from. Jäger's HP pool is also bad, but her heal and amazing concealment more than compensates for it. In fact, Jäger's 5.4-kilometer conceal is the absolute best of any DD she can fight, on par with the Kagero. With her respectable speed of 37 knots, enemy DDs will struggle to find you as they try to dodge your 12 86 knots torpedoes every minute. It's not very a fun time for them at all. So just try to avoid CV bench as best you can. Jäger has literally no anti-air to speak of, so CVs can pretty much just hover above you all game. With the surprisingly large air detect of 3 kilometers, it is definitely a big pain. Just so very, very big pain. Overall, I think the Jäger is pretty much a discount Benham or a Yugamo with permanent TRB. Spamming torpedoes is her forte, as she drowns enemies under a wall of torpedoes and annoying torpedo warning sirens. Keep in mind, her torpedoes are more for psychological and flooding rather than direct damage. Even Ds can take 3 of your torpedoes without dying, so don't expect any dev strikes unless you stack them. Her ability to outspot other DDs also makes her an amazing scout. As long as you avoid other DDs, Jäger can pin down enemies with her torpedoes while our allies provide damage. However, don't expect Jäger to perform well outside of her torpedoes and scouting niche. CVs will also ruin your game, so avoid them if possible, and also avoid gunfights with other DDs as well. But again, the ship will be available for the Austro-Hungarian tokens, which is in the upcoming web campaign, The Conquest of the Mediterranean Adventure. We don't have any more details on that campaign at the moment, but I'm sure they'll have a dev blog talking about it soon, or they probably do on the same date as today. So we'll see, of course. But yeah, pretty much we'll just be watching the rest of the replay at this point. I had trouble getting any decent replays at the time, because normally I do these around like 3 or 4 in the morning. But it's gonna be pretty late to do. Like right now I'm recording this at like 6:30 in the morning, so hooray on my sleep schedule. Yay. But anyway, the Jäger is pretty much a definition of a torpedo soup, torpedo lover's dream. Having a 65 second reload with pretty much a 90 knot speed torpedoes is pretty insane. Now I'll admit that I am not a very good torpedo boat person. I'm not very good at throwing torpedoes or anything of that nature, so I'll definitely admit that. I definitely have faults in that regard. So I'll be missing a lot of torpedoes throughout this match, but it definitely does not deter or make the ship any worse. The ship does have an amazing niche with the torpedoes. It is definitely one of the stronger tier 9 torpedo throwers currently in the game, up there with the Yugamo, with the reload booster, and the Benham. So if you don't have the Benham and you don't want to play the Yugamo, the torpedo reload booster, then you get yourself a Jägermeister. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, this ship is definitely a lot of fun to play. I really enjoyed playing it, even though I'm not the best at playing torpedo ships. Because yeah, pretty much like look how much of their team just backed off. It's like they're already gone at this point. They're just running away at this point. It's the biggest disaster of all time. But again, you do only have 3 guns, so you really don't want to do any sort of actual gunplay against DDs. You kind of like just want to run away, use your 5.4 kilometer concealment to be able to go dark and hide. You definitely do not want to do any like long-term engagements with DDs, or you will definitely get squished. Something to note as well, I've also had issues where if you are spotted by a CV and they start damaging you, you have so little armor on the Jäger that you will take massive chunks of damage. I had a Chakaloff that did 10k, pretty much 9 to 10k damage to me when I was actively trying to dodge its bombs. Not the skip bombs, but the actual like bombs themselves. It did so much damage, and it really hurt. And I was like, how the heck did it do that much damage? But yeah, this ship doesn't have a lot of armor. It's pretty much a, people have also called it like I've also heard people call it, or like earlier, like whenever the ship was announced, like a wannabe war canoe. If you guys know the tier 5 Otnik, people kind of consider calling it a wannabe Otnik, pretty much, or Otnik. I'm sorry if I know I'm saying it wrong, so I apologize. But yeah, it's pretty much like one of those. It's just a tier 9 version with longer range, faster torpedoes. You just spit out so many torpedoes. It is definitely a hammering for sure. But yeah, if you do enjoy torpedoes, I would definitely recommend this ship for you. Like if you enjoy playing any kind of torpedo boats, I would definitely recommend this ship for you. The main issue is, of course, is the fact that it doesn't have very good anti-air, and it's not very good against other DDs. Now, you can use your RPF to kind of try to predict where their DD is going and do blind fire torpedoes, which I've seen a lot of success with how fast this ship goes. So you could always do that as well. I also like the look of this camo. It makes me think of like a hot rod camo. It kind of gives you like a hot rod feel, like a hot rod camo feel. I kind of wish the horn was maybe like a throttle sound of like an engine maybe, or kind of like a hot rod horn. That'd been really cool if they actually did that with as well as the hot rod look they gave it. I feel like with all these like really cool camos they've been doing recently, they've been really missing out on the horns. What do you guys think about that? I want your guys' comments or opinions on that. Like, do you guys think they've been missing out on the horns? Because I love having the diversity of the horns with the camos. The old school like crocodile camo, and the old school Yamato, like those what was the event called? Dang it, it was like the old Halloween like battle royale kind of event. Ah, man. Well, somebody in the comments will probably remind me what it is, but yeah, my bad. But those events were so much fun, and those camos had really cool horns that came with them. It kind of messes out when like I feel like some of these camos could get a cool horn with them, but they don't, and it's like, it's kind of a disaster, I think. The one thing though that the war canoe has over this ship is it actually has more guns. I think that the war canoe can actually outgun this ship, just purely off the fact that the war canoe is literally a long boy. It is the definition of a war canoe. It's got 7, I believe it has 7, yeah, 2 guns on the front, 5 in the back, and it has 4 torpedo tubes. The Altnic is definitely the definition of a war canoe, and it's pretty fun to play. Sometimes I like to go into tier 5 with it and just use AP on broadside cruisers. A lot of cruiser players nowadays don't really encounter the Altnic very often, since the ship is kind of rare. You don't see that many people playing it. So you can really get that surprise attack on them. They'll just go broadside, you kind of smoke up and use your AP on them. They won't know what hit them. You can do like 7 AK salvos with the AP. It is absolutely hilarious to do, and I love doing it. It's so much fun. So much fun. I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, as you guys can probably tell already throughout this match, I'm not a very good torpedoist. I'm not a very good dildo user. It's kind of a disaster here. I'll definitely admit that. I'm not very good at it, so my bad in that regard. But a good torpedoist, oh man, they could have devastated everyone a lot better than me. I guarantee it. I 100% guarantee it. But yep, but yeah, if you guys like these sort of videos, I do appreciate you guys' likes and comments in them. Letting me know what I can improve. I know someone had a suggestion for me to do 4K videos, but I don't think I'm able to even do 4K videos. I don't think my PC can handle it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I can try it for the future. Maybe we'll see. But so far, I do the videos. I think it's 1080p or 1440p, so I think that's okay. But if I need to adjust them for 4K, I will in the future. But I do appreciate you guys all taking the time to like or dislike or even comment on them to let me know how the videos do. And I do appreciate you guys watching my content and such. But yeah, hope you guys do enjoy my type of reviews. Over time, I kind of reduced the amount of talk I did about stats and kind of did more like just straight up just talking about the ship. So I think you guys like that sort of thing. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, that is going to be it. If you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely leave in the comments down below. But thank you guys again for watching. Appreciate y'alls. And I will talk to y'all later. Blah!